Ladies and gentlemen, we meet Pastor Tony Suarez. That is Pastor Tony Suarez' Facebook page. And you know, I took a screenshot of it because right in the corner it says Frank Conniff. In the corner, his notification, 50 notifications. I got 80 notifications. So I don't do a lot of Facebooking. Anyway, let's get to the story. Pastor Tony Suarez, who is he? He is the executive vice president of the National Hispanic Christian Leadership Conference, or the NHCLC.
Good to know.
He's a Republican activist and a television host and commentator. He's Pastor Tony Suarez, and he really believes in his religion and Jesus. And he certainly wouldn't be doing all this just for ego, right? That's what I'm saying. Because he's against Donald Trump. He's one of those good guy Christians, right? Because he said this about Donald Trump. This was one of his... He said, Donald Trump is... This is from his Facebook post. He said, Donald Trump is putting on a clinic on how not to win the Latino vote or the White House. That's Pastor Tony Suarez. He's one of the good Christians, right? Who's not going to knuckle under to Donald Trump. He's the one calling him out. He's one of the Christians calling him out. He says, as Donald Trump once again reveals his true character, we are one day closer to the embarrassing reality showing coming to an end. I think he meant show. The only thing more embarrassing than his campaign is watching preachers support Trump and even manipulate scripture to invent false prophecies regarding Trump. He's not the trumpet. Mm-hmm. So there's a guy calling out the other pastors. Good for you, Pastor Tony Suarez. Finally, someone's like, hey, come on. We're supposed to be Christians. We can't pretend that we can be Christians and support this. In fact, he even said, NBC News quoted Tony Suarez, said, Mr. Trump has become a promoter of hate, division, and insult. And if Mr. Trump were to be the Republican nominee, I don't think he has a chance of winning the general election. Suarez also reportedly called for Trump's campaign to, quote, be canceled like his last reality TV program. Good for Tony Suarez, huh? Finally, a right-winger calling out the, what's this news? He has recently become a member of Trump's newly convened Evangelical Executive Advisory Board.
No.
Which will provide, quote, advisory support to Mr. Trump on those issues important to evangelicals and other people of faith in America. Although Suarez said he remained uncommitted to Trump. Oh, yeah. He's just going on his advisory board. He's still remaining uncommitted, even after meeting with Donald Trump. He had to meet with him because he wasn't sure. He wasn't sure what Donald Trump's been saying for the last 6 months. He's not really sure about it. But he said he saw the creation of the board as a positive step, if only for providing him and others a chance to urge Trump to think and talk differently about certain issues. I was very frustrated with Mr. Trump in the fall, Suarez said. But in the spirit of reconciliation and believing that everyone deserves a second chance, I'm giving Mr. Trump that opportunity. Because if there was ever a guy who seemed like he wanted a second chance with Hispanics, it's Donald Trump. Am I right? He's definitely looking for that. He made a second chance. The guy's 70 years old. He's not changing. He wants a second chance. And then he goes out, okay, you're talking about building bridges. You say you love Latinos. You want to love us. Then, okay, let's come to the table. That's from Media Matters did this story. That's Tony Suarez, the pastor, who just a little while ago was castigating other Christian preachers for getting behind Trump. Now he jumped on it. So the promise of money and power. The promise of fame and money and power. The rich guy in the White House, who might be in the White House, might like me. So that should come, I think money and power, the promise of money and power like that should come with a warning. Like, they have that warning about every drug they ever sell. Hey, you might have flashbacks. You might have sleepwalking. You might talk out in your sleep. You might, all this stuff. You might have leg twitchings. If you find yourself with sudden if you find yourself passing out, call a doc, all that stuff. If you find yourself in an erection lasting more than 4 hours, call your doctor. Hey, I'm calling everybody. Those things. So I think this is what Tony Suarez, what a sad fall. What a sad fall for Tony Suarez. Trading is, it turns out he didn't really believe any of that stuff. Turns out, or it appears. So I think money, and it should come with one of those disclaimers like drugs. It should say, the promise of money and power can cause mental difficulty, memory loss, feelings of hypocrisy, and destroy what moral center that might exist. Call your doctor if you experience a bout of flip-flopping, transparent reversal of convictions, or pledge loyalty to your sworn oppressor, or anal leakage. Got to always throw that in. You want to call your doctor if you experience any kind of anal leakage at any point. Tony Suarez says that Trump is a promoter of hate, division, and insult. And I'm proud to call him my boss. That's Tony Suarez. Hey, I also think Trump is an asshole. Can I be his advisor too? I think that's all it took for Tony Suarez. You know, these right-wingers believe they can just click the clear history button after they click their clear principles button. Am I right? Those are the kind of jokes. Whack. Republicans, and so now everybody's supposed to forget that guy said that. So, by the way, he deleted that Facebook post, his Facebook post, where he said, I played it for you, where he said, Donald Trump once again reveals his true character. You know, that he deleted those because Republicans' memories are as short as Trump's fingers. Am I right? He's got tiny little hands. Let me just say this, and this is how I really feel about this. If Trump is as full of shit as he appears, he's got the evangelical vote sewn up. Am I right?
Oh, don't offend God.
Good for you, Tony Suarez.